Look at that puppy. What you think, Simba? Coming in hot, Simba. Ooh! Look at that log. Croaker X Shad. Oh! Come on in, baby! Go. Good way to start off the morning. I'm gonna stick with the old Croaker X Shad as we're still in spawning season. A lot of times what I do when I'm pulling up to a spot, I'll just pull up to it, let the motor just keep running, put it in neutral, and if I get a bite, then I put the trolling motor down. As today's one of them days that we kind of looking for a home run, as we got good conditions, good clean water finally, as this lake's been super dirty, and it may get dirty again as we got them opening up the spillway and got some rivers getting high, but right now it's clean. And we just trying some stuff out. Got a calm day, getting eaten by gnats. And we finally got a day to just go looking around and seeing what's going on. Tried the hospital wall at all the pylons earlier, but surprisingly, didn't get any fish in there. But we're gonna just stay on the east side of the lake for now. Stay out of a little bit of breeze that we have and stay in the gnats, unfortunately. Let's see if we can put something together here. It's a good one. All right, we fishing some rocks they put in on the eastern part of Pontchartrain. I like to hit this with the tides falling real hard. Don't be a red. Oh yeah, there we go. There we go. Look at that baby. Look at that puppy. What you think, Simba? Coming in hot, Simba. Ooh! Look at that log. But I like to fish these rocks with the tides falling at Mach 30, which it is. And it might have been falling a little bit too hard for the hospital wall area, as that's more of a choke point. So I just slid in here, which ain't far away. That's a beauty there. Let me get a little picture. Croaker X Shad. All right, well, our next stop is going to be Highway 11, as I had to come back into the harbor to talk to you guys about it a little bit. We beat up the eastern end of Pontchartrain, trying to stay out of the wind. Caught a few fish, caught a small flounder, but it really wasn't happening. So instead of coming home, we went to the south end of Highway 11. We had that nice falling tide, and we got storms approaching us right as we got there, so it got really rough. That's why I'm in here talking to you right now. But what happens at the corner of Highway 11 is I really like it on a falling tide. All of that water comes from Metairie and Kenner and West End, pulls out of Lake Pontchartrain, rips around that point there. And it's not really necessarily the bridge that holds the fish there. It's more of it's a good eddy zone for those trout to school up. And that's what they were doing for us as we pulled up. I wish we would have known that that would have been the place to be. We would have went straight there at daylight before the wind and the waves kicked up, as I'm soaking wet right now, and we would have limited out real easy, real quick. But now we know where to go. That's why it's important to go out scouting, looking around, trying other things. That way you have a good game plan for your next couple weeks of fishing. There we go. All right, well, we moved all over eastern Pontchartrain with very little success. We racing against the clock right now. We got rain barreling in on us from the south. And I figured we'd come try the corner Highway 11 with this nice falling tide. First couple fish were pretty small, but then bam, another hammer. Let's see if we get a few of these good ones in the boat and get on out of here. Now you can see how far off the bridge we are. When we're fishing Highway 11 and a lot of our DockSide TVs, we talk about the importance of throwing it up under the bridge and sweeping the pilings. But here on this south end, this is more of like a choke point, kind of a community hole. The fish school up here. And what happens is that falling tide wraps around the land of Pontchartrain, and the fish will school up way off the bridge right here. And that's what they're doing right now. I figured they'd be here today. I just didn't feel like dealing with a chop. That's why I wanted to be on that eastern Pontchartrain, but it really wasn't happening. So here we are in the chop, catching some fish now. You should be able to be hearing that wind pick up. I can see them storms starting to brew in the background. We're going to have to get out of here in a minute. But that croaker X shad still doing work. Wish you would have came to this side of the lake first thing this morning, but that's why you go scouting. Try to figure out where them fish are at. Woo! Getting pretty turbulent out here. I'm going to go ahead and end it on this one before that rain comes and gets us. We stay with that croaker X shad as we're still in that heart of that spawning season, catching some beautiful trout like this right here. Make sure to subscribe to the monthly bait box. We're going to be giving you some X shads and the croaker version. And get out here and catch some big, beautiful trout. Subscribe to our YouTube channel as we fish all over the Gulf Coast, and we bounced all over Pontchartrain today. Hope you enjoyed this one, guys. Until next time, good fishing.